All right, we're going deep, and I mean literally deep, right down to the power source, the very heart of this whole operation. Welcome to the engine room.
Okay, so if you were with us last time, you'll remember we left you on the bustling ground floor of the San Pedro Local Market, a space we called the playground. It was all about that kinetic energy, right? The community collisions. But we kind of left you with a cliffhanger. What's actually powering all of it? What lies beneath? So before we head downstairs, we have to take a second and really understand where we are. We're standing in the foundation of a local legend, the historic JC Penney building. And this place is so much more than just bricks and mortar. For a whole century, it's been the very heart of this community. I mean, just think about that for a second. 100 years. This was the spot. This is where generations of families bought their first suits, their work boots, their back-to-school clothes. It's woven right into the fabric of San Pedro's history. And that brings us to this really core idea from the team at the Don Allen Experience. Honoring the past doesn't mean you just freeze it in time. It means you give it a powerful new purpose. You don't just restore the building, you have to upgrade its entire function for a totally new era. Okay, so with that in mind, let's head downstairs. And I want you to forget everything you think you know about dusty old basements. Because this is Voxel Micro Video Labs. This is the engine we've been talking about, humming right beneath the floorboards. It's the new operating system for this landmark. And listen, we are not talking about a couple of microphones in a back room here. No way. This is a full-scale, totally professional content creation hub. We're talking state-of-the-art podcast studios, high-end camera setups, full-on editing suites, the whole shebang. It's a modern content factory built to take local stories and turn them into global conversations. Now, here's the really crucial part. How these two very different spaces actually work together. Because it's not just a market that happens to have a studio in the basement. No, it's one single integrated system where commerce and content are constantly feeding each other, creating this really powerful feedback loop. So here's how founders Edwin Duterre and Jennifer Wolf break it down. Upstairs, in the playground, it's all about that physical, face-to-face world. You make the connection, you make the sale. Then you take all that amazing energy and you bring it downstairs to the engine. And that's where you package that story, that success, and broadcast it out to the entire world. And this connects everything right back to the core mission. Think about that entrepreneur who's been working alone in their garage, right? Here they can come upstairs and find their community, and then they go downstairs and find their voice. They're not just working anymore, they're broadcasting their passion. What this creates is this totally seamless, really practical workflow. Just picture it. You're a vendor upstairs. You meet an amazing collaborator over coffee. An idea just sparks. You don't schedule a Zoom for next week. You literally just walk downstairs, step into a studio, and record the podcast that could launch your next big thing. All in the same building, all on the same day. So what does this all add up to? Well, this is about creating a model for the next century of retail. It's about taking the solid, historic foundation of a community landmark and making it strong enough to carry the massive digital weight of the future. And this quote just perfectly captures the vibe, doesn't it? You've got this historic 1920s architecture, this feeling of permanence. And then, right in the middle of it all, you have this futuristic, high-tech engine just humming away. It's history and the future colliding in the best way possible. This is the whole concept they call experiential retail. It's not just about selling a product, it's about letting a customer hold your product in their hands while, at the same time, seeing your brand's story on a massive digital screen above them. That's how you create a deep connection. That's how a casual shopper becomes a dedicated fan. When you boil it all down, this entire ecosystem, from the market upstairs to the studios downstairs, is really designed for one purpose: to create a sanctuary for the business owner, a place where they have every single tool they need to connect, to create, and to thrive. So the historic landmark has a new mission. The high-tech engine in its foundation is fired up and ready to go. It's a complete system built for the next generation of San Pedro's creators. The only question left is, what will you build with it?